Welcome back to Surviving and Thriving, where we share with you all the things that we have learned as we have transitioned our family from struggling to survive sickness and disease to thriving right smack dab in the midst of it, in the hopes that something that we share with you will help you, enlighten you, and encourage you as you transition your family from struggling to survive sickness and disease to thriving right smack dab in the midst of it. We make decisions every day, especially when you're dealing with your health issues, and health issues in your body, trying to overcome, trying to get better. You make decisions every single day. Even if you're not trying to get better and overcome and you've settled into what you're dealing with and you're like, hey, this is it, you are still making decisions concerning your life, concerning your health every single day, multiple times a day. And my question to you is, can you live with the decisions you make? Oh yeah, sure, we all can live with the decisions we make when things are going well for us. When things are going good for us, it's easy to say, you know what, I can deal with the decisions that I'm making, right? But when things get hard and things get tough, can you still live with those decisions you make? Now, this is an important question when you're dealing with your health issues, right? Because the decisions you make have real world, real life consequences. It's this difference between life and death, a good quality of life, a lot of suffering, right? Everyone who dies don't die tragically, right? Some people die peacefully at a ripe old age in their sleep. They're ready to go. They're not sick. There's nothing wrong with them. They just decide to go. But there's a lot of people out there, you guys, that are dying tragic deaths, right? Suffering all the way till the end, and it is not pretty and it is not good, and they are doing that by choice, and that is sad. That is such a sad thing. I'm so tired, you guys, of hearing so many people say, right, life is short, right? They know they got to die sometime. Oh, I'm 56 years old. I've lived a long life. You have not lived no long life at 56 years old. I don't know what make people think that 56 is old. 56 is not old, and I ain't even near 56, but I know it ain't old, right? And so why would somebody choose to leave here young? Even if say 70 is long enough. I don't think 70 is long enough, and I don't think 70 is old. I think that you can live a good, happy life, the length and the fullness of your days, that you don't have to determine, well, you know what, I think I've lived old because everybody else has died at this age, so I should die at that age. And I hear this so often and so much, and I see so many people who are going through health issues that figure that, hey, they're going to die. The good book says we're all going to die sometime, so oh well. So they figure that they don't have to take their medications, live right, stop drinking, eat right, exercise, do whatever it is that they need to do for their health. They figure, why should I have to do that? Because they figure they're going to die anyway, right? And some people get these diagnoses. I know so many people, you guys, who get these diagnoses, and they know that they can live if they do these things, but if they do these things, it's going to lead to death, and it's going to be an awful death, and they know that. And so they figure, hey, it's a disease. They're going to end up leaving here anyway, so you know what? They might as well just drink all day long, smoke all day long, eat all the things they know they're not supposed to be eating, because you know what? They've given up on the inside on life. And a lot of times when they talk about it, they act like they're okay with it. I see so many people who act like they're okay with it, that they settle that thing within themselves and they're fine with it, right? But those same people, when I see them having to suffer these terrible, long, dragging out deaths, they always say, I wish I would have changed. I wish I would have did something different. I'm really not ready to go yet. I wouldn't mind hanging around a little bit longer. But they made their choices. They chose to go down a pathway that leads to death, and then when they finally have to go through what the end result is, they wish they would have changed their mind. Now they're in a place where it doesn't matter. Medicine can't help them, right? If they made the changes, it's not going to be able to help them. There are certain laws and principles in this life, you guys, that are just it. They're set in stone by God, not by man, right? We know gravity, right? If I throw a ball up in the air, we know the ball will go up in the air, right? Because it's gonna, we got flight, we got motion, we got all this other stuff that deals with throwing that ball up in the air, that deals with physics, right? But we know at a certain point that ball is going to come back down to the earth, and it's going to come down with its own set of force, and it's at its own speed. Why? Because we have a law of gravity. Law of gravity is there. It's not manipulated by man. So we know that on the planet Earth, right, we have the law of gravity. So there are certain things in life, there are certain laws, certain principles that are just there. It's innate. There's nothing you can do about it, right? And so the same thing is with our health, okay? There are certain things that leads to life. There are certain things that lead to death. And if you're dealing with something and you know that if you do these certain things, it's going to mean certain death, there comes a time where medicine can't override those laws. We're now trying to do right, can't override those laws. The only thing that can override those laws is a miracle. But do you really want to be on your deathbed suffering, maybe not in your right mind, maybe not even conscious, trying to fight and believe God for a miracle when it's kind of really like too late? You're almost out of here, right? It's never too late for a miracle. But if you're unconscious or something like that, how are you going to fight? Right? So why are you making decisions? Why are people, because maybe it's not you, but there's so many people that I know, and it bothers me so much that they're making these decisions, and then I got to see them go through this stuff and wish that they would have changed it and made different decisions, right? Make the right decisions now for life. Don't lie to yourself so that you can go ahead and appease your flesh, because that's what it is. It's just wanting to do what you want to do, have your way, and then when you have to reap the consequences of it, and you're going through that suffering, and now it's time, you know that there's nothing else that can help you. Now you want to do right. You made wrong decisions. You got to make right decisions. I know so many people who are diabetics. A lot of people with high blood pressure too. And the hardest thing for me to see with them is they're not eating right. They're trying to use their insulin to balance out their wrong eating. They're refusing to exercise. They're doing everything that they're not supposed to do. And then they're hoping that medicine will keep them balanced out. They lose their kidney function. They're on dialysis. People with high blood pressure, not exercising, not eating right, doing everything that they're not supposed to do until medicine can't help them anymore. They lose their kidney function. They're on dialysis. I've seen so many diabetics lose their eyesight, right, for a season or permanently. I've seen so many diabetics lose fingers, arms, toes, feet, cut off from the knee, cut off their whole arms. I know people that have got no legs, one leg, one arm, one finger. I mean, it is just horrific, the things that these people have to go through, and then live in constant pain. And then now they can't get medication because those nerves are still alive where they amputated it, and they can't get medication for it because they're diabetics. They got high blood pressure. They don't have good kidney function, and so their body can't handle and process all those narcotics. And I see these people suffer crazy deaths. But you know what I also see? I see their families pleading with them to do right, trying to help them to do right, and they're giving their family a hard way to go. I see doctors trying to plead with them and medical staff trying to plead with them and help them to do right, and they give them a hard way to go. I see them abusing medicine to try to offset the bad that they're doing to their body. I see them walk around in their selfish mode, all haughty, talking about they're going to go anyway, so they're going to do this and live the way they want to. They're going to enjoy their life since it's going to be over anyway. And then I see them when they suffer. I see them when they hurt, and I see them when they die in these slow, terrible deaths, and I see their family suffer, and I see them have regret, and then I see them when they die, and then I get invited to the funerals, right? And I see their families angry, I see their families hurting, I see their families suffering loss. And you guys, this is a tragic thing. And it's a terrible way to go, and it's a terrible thing to do to your family. If you find yourself in a position like that, I want you to know that you're selfish. You are the utmost in selfishness. You're being selfish, thinking about your own pleasure, but you're not even loving yourself. We oftentimes think that selfishness is self-love. When you're living like that, you don't even love yourself. You're abusing your own self. You're selfishly getting things that you want, but you're not even loving yourself enough to take care of yourself or do what's best for yourself. And then you got all these people who love you that you are putting through hell, right? Because you're thinking about your own self. Whether it's because you want to eat this way or do these things, or because you're having a pity party and you're upset because your life has went this way, instead of owning it, manning up to it, womaning up to it, and making the best out of your life and fighting that thing and overcoming. It's amazing. Did y'all know that you don't have to have diabetes for life? You don't have to have blood pressure for life. These are things that can be controlled, but people are dying because of their choices. Can you live with the choices and the decisions that you make? And it is so not fair for you to say yes, that you can live with it if this is you, right? And then make other people have to live with your bad decisions. Make other people have to suffer because of your bad decisions. I have a good friend who's being buried today. I got one that's being buried tomorrow, all because of bad decisions. They didn't have to die. They didn't have to die, and they didn't have to suffer, but they made choices. And then when they had to reap the results of that, they wish they would have did something different. So here I am talking to you today to say, you know what? Think about the decisions that you make. Make decisions for life, right? I set before you today life and death. Please, choose life. Choose life. I see people die every December to January. 6 to 7 people don't make it. That's a lot of deaths at one time, right? And then throughout the year, it's like boom, 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 boom. And I'm not seeing people dying, y'all, because something happened to them that was out of their control. I'm seeing people dying because of everything that was totally within their control. Choose life. Live. Enjoy your life. And yeah, we all gonna go sometime. The Bible says it's appointed to us all to die at one time. We all gonna go at one point in time. But why do you want to suffer? You don't have to suffer. You don't have to have a poor quality of life while you are alive. Okay? You can choose discipline. Discipline yourself to exercise. Discipline yourself to eat right, to do right, instead of abusing medications and abusing other people. It's so sad. You know what? You know how you hear good guys? Ooh, you got a good man. But you always hook up with a bad girl, right? And you got these good women. They good women. But they always hook up with these bad boys, right? And it's like, why do the good guys and the good girls get these bad people? How come we can't get the good people to get together and let the bad people get together and mess each other up, right? It's the same thing. You got good family members who love their loved one, who are bad and choose to do wrong, and they make their family members pay because of the choices, the bad choices that they make. They make their family suffer and hurt and lose their loved one because they choose to go and down a way of death. Then you have these people who are good people. They're fighting to do what's right. They're making wise decisions, and they got bad family members who don't take care of them, who don't love them, who don't check on them. And it's terrible, y'all. Why can't we all treat other people like we want to be treated? I don't know nobody who wants to be going through something in life, whether young or old, and be left to themselves. We want people to love us. So if you got people who love you, you better cherish that, because there's a lot of people out there who's going through stuff who wish they had somebody on their side, who wish they had a mama that could hold them when they were going through something, who wish they had a sister or a brother that could be there with them and help them through their trials, or a husband or a wife or children. And if you have that and you don't appreciate it, shame on you. But if you do have that and you do appreciate it, thank you. Thank you for being a good person. If you're making good decisions and right choices and you're going for life and you're going through some stuff and you're still suffering anyhow, you keep making good decisions. I'm here to tell you, I'm a living witness. I've been there time after time, year after year, and it gets better. You can make it through it. You can come through some stuff. Suffering ain't gonna last all the time. If you're doing right and making right decisions, you're gonna get good results. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get good results. Things do happen in life, but for most part, if you're doing right, you're going to get right. Hope something in there was helpful for you. Until next time, remember, in all things, at all times, do you. Be you. Until next time. Bye.